Here we go again. In yesterday's video, I came up with one nerf I would give to every single character, and today we're doing the opposite. I'm going to be giving every character in Tekken 8 a buff, and yes, as you can imagine, it means I'm going to have to buff these guys. Oh god. These buffs will include various things, like simply changing a move, giving a character a whole new move, or even reworking the character's systems. Anything is on the table here. I'll also be giving myself some rules for this to make it more challenging. Number 1, I have to try and keep the game somewhat balanced. I can't run around giving Dragunov an electric, or the game would actually be destroyed. I'm gonna do my absolute best to not make any ridiculously broken characters. And rule number 2, that's it actually, there's only one rule. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, and let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with my picks. And let's get into the video. Okay, so Jin's pretty broken right now. I don't really want to buff him at all, but there is something you could buff that would make the character like more interesting and not like significantly better. Like it wouldn't break the game or anything. And that'd be fixing his Omen stance in heat. Jin's heat is awful. He has a really good heat smash, but like while you're in heat, he literally gains nothing besides this Omen stance you get by doing down back 1+2, and it is awful. It's essentially unusable. You'll never ever see a Jin player use this, mainly because it has no range. You have to be literally kissing your opponent on the mouth. That's how close you have to be for this move to actually land. They need to increase the range on it. Just make it like a tiny bit more so you don't have to be actually on top of them, and then it'll be fine. It still won't be the greatest. It kind of like, it gives you plus frames and you can like force like a 50-50 at the wall. It won't be the greatest, but just give it a little bit more range so the move's actually like usable. Okay, so I have a lot of ideas for Kazuya, okay? We're gonna start with my most outlandish one. Now, I think we should buff his 4-4 Hell Sweep. I think you can give it a bit more damage, and then people will use it way more. Because right now, people are using it, they're realizing like, oh, it has a lot of wall travel. We can use this to get them to the wall fast. So, I think it would be cool if you give him a heat extension for 4-4. So you know how the normal Hell Sweep, while you're in heat, you have like an extension that does 40 damage? What if they gave him a heat extension for the 4-4 option? I always imagined it'd be like the first hit of the Hell Sweep would be normal, and then it goes into a move like a CD 1+2. And it'd consume heat just like the other heat engaged Hell Sweep. It'd just be a stronger version of his other Hell Sweep. More damage, more knockback to the wall. I think this would be really, really cool. Just give his other Hell Sweep a heat extension too, so he doesn't just have the one. And they'd still, like, you'd still have to choose. One would do way more damage and would floor break. The other one would do less damage, but still more damage than the regular one, and it would do a lot of knockback, and maybe it would wall break. That'd be cool. I was also thinking we could give him back the mid Demon Electric, but I think that'd be a little bit too much. And my boring answer was gonna be give him a normal while standing 4-4 like Jin's, but I think the Hell Sweep 4-4 extension in heat is a really cool idea, so I'm sticking with that. For Paul, there's two things I was thinking. Either give him better poking or better tracking. But I think I've decided on giving him better poking. I want to give him a standard down forward 1. Maybe with a generic high follow-up. I think this would help him a lot, like competing up close with the other really OP characters. He needs poking. He'd do so much better if he had good poking. So give him like a 13 frame down forward 1. It doesn't have to be like -3 on blocking, be like -5 or 6 like some other ones. And yeah, give him like a generic high follow-up that can be ducked, and he'd be pretty strong. For Reina, I would give Reina the Kazuya Demon Paw treatment. They nerfed the forward 2 really, really hard. It was justified, but it has like basically no tracking now. So I was thinking, what if like while you're in heat, you know how Kazuya's Demon Paw while you're in heat is really hard to sidestep? What if they did that? They just gave it increased tracking, but only while you're in heat. I think that'd be a pretty cool idea. Still not as good as the tracking it used to have pre-nerf, but just like a little bit better. I think for Devil Jin, I'd give him his Heat Smash back, honestly. I thought about doing the whole thing where it gets its range back, but not the tracking, but you know what? It's my video. Even old Devil Jin wasn't considered to be top 1, so I don't think current Devil Jin with all of his other nerfs would actually break the game if he got his OG Heat Smash back. That's what I'm gonna say. Give him his old Heat Smash back, no strings attached, it's the same way it was before, but he keeps all the other nerfs he's gotten since. I want Devil Jin to be good again. Oh my god, Dragunov. I'd give Dragunov a tiny bit of his while running 2 damage back. They nerfed the frames pretty hard and the damage. I'd say maybe give him like 2 points of damage more on his while running 2. I don't want to buff him at all, to be honest. Oh no, not King. Please not King. I'd give him slightly better movement. He can have a little bit better of a backdash and a little bit better of a sidestep. But only by a tiny bit. It still won't be that good. I would give Victor a new low in sidestep 4. That's what I think the notation should be. This would be kind of like Claudio's, but worse. It would give +3 on hits and have no change on counter hit. So you wouldn't get like extra frames, you wouldn't get a follow-up, nothing. And it'd do like 20 damage, being -14 on block. Basically like a worse version of Jin and Kazuya's down back 4. This is kind of like a middle ground for giving him a new low. He's not getting a crazy counter hit launcher or a crazy plus on block 1, but it's just he gives him a slightly less risky low to start his offense and continue his aggression. I think this would be pretty good for him. Sorry to quickly interrupt this video, but if you guys are enjoying and want to support more scripted Tekken 8 videos like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. I really hate doing these, but it goes such a long way in helping me fight the YouTube algorithm and work towards my dream of hopefully one day doing this for a living. It's free to do and it only takes like 2 seconds. Thank you guys so much, and let's get back to the video. For Leroy, I would give his down 1/2 wall splats. So you hit it at the wall, heat engager, you get a wall splat, and even when you don't have heat, it would still wall splat. This one comes courtesy of Dusty L. I would give Kuma and Panda more general range on all of their standard attacks. Jab, down forward 1, hop kick, down forward 3, and his 4. It's just they have no range on anything. Just give them more range on their general tools. Give Claudio back his Starburst down 2-2 launcher. I really miss this move, man. Feng Wei's a really hard one. This character just has everything. I'd say increase his hop kick range by a little bit just to match some other characters. Pretty simple. I'd give Yoshi a standard, safe, high power crush option. Nothing too crazy, not like a heat engage or anything like that. Just like a pretty, like 23 frame, high -9 power crush option, because he has no high power crush. Oh god, please don't make me buff Alisa. I guess I would make her down forward 1 a little bit less unsafe on block. It's currently like -6, so maybe change that by like 1 or 2 frames. It can be like -5 or -4, but I'd probably make the 4 counter hit follow-up like a little bit more unsafe to compensate for that. I don't know, give her a more safe down forward 1. Or give her nothing, because we all hate Alisa here. In addition to Xiaoyu's AOP, giving her high, mid, and low evasion sometimes, you should also give her tax evasion. I would buff Bryan's Magic 4. It doesn't have to be a counter hit launcher like before, but maybe give him a small follow-up like 4-3 or something on counter hits. It would go a long way. That, or give his full crouch 4 a counter hit property. I would give Nina some tracking back on her forward 1/2. Not like it was before, but maybe just a little bit to her strong side, which is left, I think. I always forget what her strong and weak sides are. But yeah, just give it a little bit more tracking, because it's way too easy to whiff now for a -14 move. For June, I actually think I would completely rework her Heat Smash. It's no longer going to be a projectile. Instead, it'll keep the first hit animation with a way smaller range, and then we'll have her jump in for a second hit, and leave her at +5 in her forward 3+4 stance. Her current Heat Smash is basically useless as a projectile right now, as it's pretty much impossible to hit anyone who even remotely moves. In exchange for taking all the range away, I would give back some of its tracking. Slight sidesteps won't cut it anymore. You'll have to do a clean, very well-timed sidestep to the right to avoid it. It'll lose the healing on block, but it'll still heal on hits. That's my idea for reworking her Heat Smash and making her better. For Azucena, I think we should give her some version of her while-running 3-2 back. Not the base game version, obviously, but I have an idea for this. They've nerfed it so much at this point where you can easily sidestep it, it gives way less plus frames than it used to, doesn't even activate if you don't hit the first hit anymore. It's too much. So I say we give it some of the properties back. I'm fine with it functioning the way it originally did, where the while running, the 3 and 2 both come out. Before, what you would do to beat this is you'd have to sidestep duck, but it was inconsistent. So I think give her it back so the 3-2 come out automatically, but make the first hit still easy to sidestep. So you still have to actually sidestep crouch, but it's a lot more consistent. I was fine with sidestep crouching. The frames she loses, it's not as plus as it used to be. We'll keep that the exact same, but make the 2 hits come out so you have to sidestep duck it. Sidestepping alone isn't enough anymore. And maybe while in heat, you can give it a little bit more tracking. Something like that sounds good to me. Nothing too crazy for Law. I think I would give him the same as Yoshimitsu, a high power crush option at like -9 on block because he doesn't have any. Something really simple like that. He doesn't really need any buffs, to be honest. Okay, listen, I love Lars, but I think I speak for all Lars players when I say, where is his electric? You know what, this is my video, I want to give him an electric. Now stay with me, this would be a weaker electric, a much weaker electric than the other characters. Maybe they could tie it into the lore and be like Jin is teaching Lars how to use it, so it's weak right now. It would be like a Tekken 6 Jin hook fist. +5 on block, but no launch on hits, only a chunky amount of damage, maybe like 30 or something. But on counter hit, it would be a full launcher for classic Lars damage, so an electric that only launches on counter hits. This would improve his neutral a lot if you asked me, and would just be so cool. I'd play Lars way more if he had an electric. I would make Jack's down forward 2 safe on block, but only when you're close. The whole thing with Jack's down forward 2 is that it has amazing range for whiff punishing, but it's risky. So what if they somehow made it so it stays -14 if you use it from range, but if you use it right next to the opponent, it only becomes like -8 or 9, like the other down forward 2s in the game. I don't know if this would actually be possible to implement, but I think it'd be super cool. If not, maybe just give him a standard short range down forward 2. For Asuka, I would make her down 1+2 actually have a hitbox, because this is garbage, seriously, it's impossible to hit this move. Honorable mention goes to making her while running 3 a little bit faster, because it's very slow right now, and giving her a better 13 frame punish. For Leo, I would make their Hell Sweep actually consistently wall splats. Let's give Lili her old Heat 50-50 back. I know it'd be broken and she'd go right back up to top tier, but I don't think it would actually destroy the game. It just kind of put her back to where she was. I liked having Lili as a top tier. I would give Hwoarang a better down forward 1, because to be honest, this hitbox feels really bad. It just has bad range. Give it a lot better range, and it'd make Hwoarang a better poking character. Or maybe if I felt like making Hwoarang good again, I'd give him his down 3-4 back. But I don't. I'm glad he's bad, so I don't have to lose any more ranked points to you guys. I would give Raven access to his Hell Sweep out of his crouch dash. This would help with his offense and mix-up game a lot. I think I would make Steve's down forward 2 a full launch on counter hits. Oh yeah, and also make it homing again. Steve players have suffered enough in this game. I would increase the range on Shaheen's back 3, or make it a little bit faster. Like seriously, this back 3 has no range. Honorable mention goes to increasing the tracking on his while running 2, because it really has nothing right now. For Zafina, I would make her down forward 2 15 frames so she has a normal punish. I've also heard some people talk about giving her back 1+2 from Tekken 7 so she has like a strong low, but if we did do that, it would have to be a way worse version. Way more unsafe on hit and very punishable on block. One of those two would be cool. Lee needs a better heat smash. His heat smash really sucks right now. Either we could give him a standard mid heat smash that leaves him plus on block into stance, or give him a better low heat smash. Maybe make it only -14 or even 13 on block and give it a wall break or something. Either of those work for me. I'll let you Lee players decide. Lidia desperately needs a good low. All of her lows are pretty awful. I'm gonna rework her entire back 4 to make it not garbage. I'll start by giving it +4 on hit so she can get momentum, and I'm gonna turn it into a full counter hit low launcher. It would go from -13 on block to -14, so it'd basically just be a worse version of Jin's down 2. I think this would help her out a lot. Eddy needs a full heat rework because his heat is just really bad. I'm not actually sure what he needs, but I know he needs something. A better heat smash would be a start because it has like no tracking right now. Maybe some kind of heat move ground pound like Feng to force a 50-50, or maybe a new low in heat? I'm not actually sure, but I just know we need to buff his heat significantly. And yeah, that's all I've got for this video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe to support this kind of content, and let me know in the comments what you thought about this list, what you agree with, what you disagree with. I'll be down there in the comments chatting with you guys as always. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Take it easy.